Well, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to our very first Saturday morning skills training. And you are the first to be here. So congratulations and welcome. And we are here on Saturday mornings. We won't be here next Saturday because of the big NOVA event, but we will be here regularly to offer skills training to you. And we want to know what you want. We have all kinds of ideas, but we're going to be showcasing our leaders in the Live Younger community, sharing their wisdom with you based on what you want. And so our intention is always to give you resources and tools to support you personally and professionally in having a thriving business. So this morning, what we're going to do, we have three of us that are going to share with you today. And our topic today is excuse me, approaching new people and prospects about LifeWave and X39. So our trainers today are Michelle Neal and Zena Luck and myself. So in the first training, and actually after that, we're going to keep these tight, 30 to 40 minutes or no fluff, skills training. And at the end, we're going to have time for Q&A. So if you do have a question, please raise your hand and then we can unmute your line and have you ask. Please keep your questions brief and on subject. That's really appreciated. And we're going to jump in here. Okay, I think I remembered everything that I was supposed to say. It's good to have notes, you know. Let me start out with why we chose approach. Whether you're brand new to network marketing or you've been in it for a while, it's the same thing. We're in a relationship business. And I think some people forget that part. That's first and foremost. And so we always talk about connecting first, whether it's someone you've never met before or someone you've known for a short, medium, or long time, you want to connect first. And I think we all know those people that when you pick up your phone and you see their name, you go, okay, what are they pitching now? You know, they're always calling for something versus the people when you see their names come up and you go, oh, it's so and so and it's Mary on the phone, and I get to, you just have this warm, open feeling because you know she cares about you. And as we know, this is a caring and sharing business. So I'm going to jump in and we're going to get started. And remember that this is for everybody, whether you're brand new, we want to support you in feeling really comfortable in inviting people and connecting people and approaching people with this historic breakthrough in technology that we have available. So what I'm going to do is have Michelle come on the line. Michelle's one of our directors. You get to see her on our Monday chats. She's an amazing leader, has incredible energy, and she's just a huge contribution to our community. So Michelle, you want to bring your video and audio on? There she is. Good morning. So I'm
Hello,
going to turn it
Robin.
over to you, and I'm going to be quiet here and take it away, Michelle.
Thank you, Robin. Oh my gosh, I love this business. That's first and foremost. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with all of you. I want to start by saying that my experience is on the limited side. I mean, I haven't been doing network marketing for decades, like some people, but I absolutely love this business. And Helen Peak and I came up with a bumper sticker. You see these bumper stickers that say, I'd rather be sailing, I'd rather be golfing. So Helen and I say we'd rather be network marketing. I love this business. I have a very high belief in this business, a 10 out of 10, easily 10 out of 10. And I just, I'm a connector. I'm a heart person. And I love relationships. I love sharing my passion with people. So when I approach someone, a friend, or, let's start with a warm market, I will, of course, first start with, what's going on in your life. As we've been taught in this business, we always want to make that heart connection first. So what's going on for you right now? Tell me a little bit about how you're holding up with the lockdown, and how's your family. And sometimes it gets a little long. I tend to have a little bit longer calls with people because I do enjoy that relationship part. But then I will When they say what's going on with you, I launch right in. I don't necessarily say what's going on with me personally, but I just say what I'm most excited about right now is this incredible opportunity to share this historic breakthrough in stem cell technology. So we've all heard that phrase that Gregory came up with. I'm sharing a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology. And I have found in a year and a half now with LifeWave, I've been with LifeWave since July of 2019. I have found that I would say 80% of the people will lean in because they hear the word stem cells, and that's kind of, it's on people's minds, especially baby boomers. And so there's interest, like, well, tell me more about that. And then I say, well, have you heard about stem cell injections? And most people say yes. And then I'll say, it's expensive, and can be from anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000, and that the success rate is about maybe 60%, 60 to 70%. About 30 to 40% of people experience no benefit from stem cell injections. And I say, I have been using, and then I tell my story, I've been using this patch, and I show them on the back of my neck. And I say, I've been using it for about a year and a half, but within the first few days, I noticed, well, my personal story is I got out of pain. I had back pain. And I had back pain for about 2 months. And actually chiropractic, massage, even physical therapy wasn't dealing with it all the way to the core. I mean, I had some relief, but I didn't have 100% relief. So Helen introduced me to the patch, and after just literally one day, my pain went from like an 8 to a 4. And so I share my personal story. That's always good to start with your own story. And then I will often use, are you experiencing any of the signs and symptoms of aging? That's Robin's line, and I love that. And people usually smile and, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have this going on, and they'll start to tell their story. So another phrase that we've heard recently from Gregory is the WIIFM radio. So it's what's in it for me, WIIFM. So you want to lean in, and you want to ask the person, are you experiencing signs and symptoms of aging? What's going on with you? How's your body feeling? How's your energy? And then pulling a little bit of Phil Jones in, I might say, instead of going right to them, I'll say, who do you know that might benefit from this? And it's who do you know rather than do you know anyone? Because that makes it more proactive. Who do you know that could benefit from this? And sometimes people will say, well, me, they'll just jump, I want that. So that's how I start with my warm market. I'm not going to really talk about cold right now. I think we might do that on another call, but I just, it's about making it about them. I share my story. It's just genuine and authentic. It's like, this is what's happening for me. And, can you relate to not sleeping? I've had issues with sleep for decades, literally decades. And with LifeWave, I have, fortunately we have lots of patches. And so I kind of find out what their story is. And I say, well, I've had some issues with sleep as well. And these are the things I've tried, and these have been my results. So it's as we've been told, it's belief in the company, belief in the product, and belief in this industry. And if people say, is this network marketing? I proudly say, yes, this is network marketing. I said, this is a scientific research and development company which has chosen network marketing as the best way to get our unique products out to market. And people get that. They get that this is not something that could be on a shelf in Whole Foods, and that people would understand how to use it. It's something that it has to be relationship marketing. It has to be shared, and people lean in when they hear that. I have had I've had maybe one or two out of probably 100 contacts that have been turned off by network marketing aspect. And I think that's mostly because I'm 100% on board with network marketing. I love this business. And so it just comes through. And so people they're not feeling any hesitation from me. So that's all for now, Robin.
That was so
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think everyone can realize why Michelle's so successful. How can you not want to listen to this woman? Your passion is amazing, and you didn't spill the beans. You know,
Right,
you shared
exactly.
you connected on what's important to them. Then you shared your story and opened up the possibility with that third person. Who do you know? That makes it really safe because a
Mhm.
lot of people don't want to pitch their friends, so to speak, but you just made it very easy for people one way or the other. So brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay. And so now let's bring on Zena. And Zena Luck lives way up north and east. She's on even further than Eastern time zone. And so she gets up, stays up really late to be with us. And it's afternoon for her already. And we just love working with Zena. She's amazing with as a student and using the tools. And she has a whole nother perspective to share with everyone. So welcome, Zena. There she is. Almost.
Hi. Thank you very much, Robin. Sorry, my light's not very good here. I don't know. I apologize about that. But
We're
thank
glad to have you.
good. I'm glad. Thank you very much. Well, this is it, Robin and Michelle. You know, Michelle, you're right. This is a fantastic business. We are blessed to be here, and we have Robin and Gregory leading the charge here, and they have a Live Younger success system, and a part of all that is the tools. And that's the part that I'm going to talk a little bit about today too, because it's kind of nice sometimes when you're thinking about approaches and how to talk to people and things like that, to have something to kind of take a look at. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Geez, I got a lot up here. Do I? There it is. Okay, there we go. So this is the nitty gritty. It's probably not the first time you've heard about it, but it is a tool that I use every day. I just put N in my search bar and it comes straight up because I use it that often. So, and what do we have up here? We have a button that says share. So we're talking today about the share, connect, and peak. So quite simply, and to go through the daily method of operation here that Gregory and Robin have set up, we want to connect with who? Our targeted candidates. We want to pique their interest. We want to offer a sample. We want to send them a 3-minute video. And of course, we want to do the follow-up. So we're more concentrating on the call and the connect. And like Michelle said, there are questions that we can ask, hey, Joan, it's Zena calling. How are you today? Great. How are you making out in all this craziness? And listen. So that's a big part of what we do. We want to keep in mind a few different things. You want to be yourself. You also want to go into every call with, how can I serve them best? And the best way to serve them is to ask questions to find out where they're coming from, what's important in their life right now. And, with everything going on in the world, it's quite simple to sort of say, hey, how are you making out in all this craziness? And then listen to them. And then once they start talking to you and all the rest of the stuff, you can sort of, go into these other questions, like, what things are you doing to support your immune system, Joan? Meaning again, listen to them. What have you heard about stem cells? Like Michelle was saying, what have you heard about stem cells? And if they don't kind of say, well, you've heard, there's injections, that kind of stuff, bring them out in the conversation. And then basically, well, Joan, you know what? I've come across a historical breakthrough in stem cell technology. Let me tell you my story. And then I go into my story, how after 6 weeks of using it, my hip joint pain went away, my varicose veins went away. Tell them things like that. And then, ask permission. Say, Joan, how about, I'd love to send you some information. It's a quick 3-minute video. And if it's something that you think is right for you or maybe for somebody else, then, I'll send you a sample. How about that? And generally speaking, they're pretty open. They'll do that, especially if you've done it in the right manner. So I just want to sort of review the main things, which is be yourself. And of course, to go in with a servant heart. So, and don't forget, we have nitty gritty, and there's so much more on here. There's also words that work, like he says, one of the things that Phil says, this may or may not be for you. I think Michelle went through something like that. So there's some wonderful things here. So a great resource. It's nitty, it's gritty, it's to the point, and you can try it there. Thank you very much.
Well, that was beautiful, Zena. Don't you love it when there's a tool to support you? So what Zena was speaking from is our training website called nittygritty101.com. If you haven't been there, it's constantly getting better and better and changing. And the creator of that was Judy Daniel, our presidential, who's upline from Zena, who's Zena's sponsor. And she created that for her team and has generously shared that with all of our organization. And she's working closely with Gregory, and they're continuing to refine it, make it easier and easier. So we're going to be incorporating that into our getting started training so that everybody realizes this amazing resource that's there. And Zena just went through it. Was that amazing or what? And Zena, I love that you did that. And you talked about asking and listening. And that's one of the most important skills. And we have someone in our LifeWave organization I'm going to invite on to one of our calls, either our personal development call or their Saturday training call, that is a masterful educator on listening. Because when you hear all the time that, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when you ask questions and you take the time and listen, when I used to work with Covey, he said, well, it's not peeling the layers of the onion, because what you end up with is the middle of the onion. But when you deeply listen to people, it's like an artichoke, and you're taking the layers off the artichoke, and what's in the middle of the artichoke? It's the heart. And by taking the time to listen. So that was beautiful, Zena. And again, it's nittygritty101.com. Maybe someone can write that in the chat for everybody in case you didn't catch that. Because if you don't know that site, you want to know that site and you want to use that site. And there's a welcome section. And then it says, if you're a customer, go here. If you're a distributor, go here. And then it takes you through information on the patches and then all the relevant information for whatever you are. Thank you so much, Ravel. You're always there. I love it. So I'm going to just finish up here with everyone. And I hope you heard the consistency between Michelle and Zena, although they're very different. They did the same thing. And if you haven't listened to Phil Jones yet on your app, they're under subject videos. It's going to be going down in the next few days. He can dramatically transform your experience of being influential and creating curiosity, because that's really what the approach is designed to do, is to create curiosity. And many of you have heard me talk about the potato chip theory. And the potato chip theory is you give someone one potato chip, what do they want? More. If you cram a whole bag down their throat, what do they want? To run away or throw up. One or the other. And sadly, in our profession, I think what's given our profession a bad name for many people is they get dumped on, and people are over enthusiastic. And I like to, invite people to listen to Darren Hardy, because he says, if you're talking, you're pointing to a tool. So back to approaches, I'm going to share something that both Michelle and Zena shared. Same thing. It's that relationship, it's that connect. And before I heard Phil Jones, I started sharing this when, this unique time in the world unfolded upon all of us, or all of our lives changed. And it was very different. So when you're connecting, what I like to say is what Zena and Michelle both referred to this: how are you holding up? So I'm talking warm market first, and then I'm going to talk cold market. In warm market, how are you holding up? And then I'll be specific about how are you holding up? What are you doing to keep your immune system strong? We know that that's one of the most important things to protect ourselves from any disease. What are you doing to stay connected with your family, your friends, your business associates? And again, taking the time to listen to each one of these. How are you holding up financially? So notice each one of those questions is a door in based on what they say. So how are you holding up? What are you doing to keep your immune system strong? Well, we have wonderful products for that. How are you staying connected? Well, our Live Younger community is like nothing I've ever experienced in the 20 plus years that I've been in network marketing full time. And I just feel touched, blessed to get to share this amazing journey with all of you. And people are really, really so thirsty, so hungry for connection. And if you're not showing up on our Monday morning and Thursday morning chat, so it's a very casual, we get to be together, talk about products, talk about business, but we get to connect with each other and share lives with each other. And it's short, it's sweet, and it's beautiful, but we can invite people into that. And it's a really beautiful community. And then how are you holding up financially? Well, my husband just lost his job due to the current situation. My business is way down. Company I was with just ended. I lost my check. And so we have a window of opportunity in each one of those. And then I love what Zena asked, or Michelle, do you or anyone you know, are you experiencing any of the signs or symptoms of the aging process? But before we get into that, we always want to connect with the person and show that we care about them. And typically what's going to happen, if you take the time to really check in with them, they're going to ask you. So before we even offer, we want them to ask us. Again, creating curiosity is what we're wanting to do. We don't jump in based on their answers to those questions and talk about stuff. We just are learning, and later on, we're going to be able to connect with those areas. Okay, remember that, because it's all about relationship. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So the very first thing we always want to do is connect and establish that relationship of trust. And then from that place, so I kind of coach people that, who are your favorite people in the world? What are the qualities and characteristics of the people you want to do business with and want to have in your organization? So write those down, those qualities, because that intention will attract, and you can actually go to people and care about, your friends, your family, saying, I'm building, a leadership team with these, and I'm looking for 3 people that have these characteristics. People like, they're professional, that are coachable, that are willing to be a student, people that are looking for something, people that are ready to change right now, people that when I look up caller ID, I'm excited to pick up the phone. So, and then you say, if you know anyone, would you connect us? And they might say, that's me. So there's another interesting approach for a business prospect. But for customer prospects, Michelle and Zena did it really beautifully. We're looking for people that are looking for what we have. So by asking, one of the questions I ask people is, what would you like even better in your health? So I'm not assuming they have a dis-ease or something wrong and ailing and painful. What would you like even better? So it's coming from an assumption that they're already doing well. And then, like Michelle and Zena said, we can do cold market later when we're able to get closer to people in the line at Costco. Waiting in line, there's wonderful opportunities at the bank, at Costco, all kinds of ways to spark up new connections. I've made friends, waitresses, actually, that happened the other day to me. And it's so easy when you look in someone's eyes and ask their name, whether it's the checkout person at the store that you're at the waiter or waitress, look in people's eyes and ask their name and use their name. People open up and so appreciate that. Gregory says, Robin's never known a stranger in her life. And I really feel we're all connected, and it's from looking in someone's eyes and sharing their name. And then there's an opening to do all those things. So I'm going to transition out of speaking. Are there any questions from, we have a question from Jack. So I'm going to unmute your line, Jack. And if you want to refer it to Zena, Michelle, or myself, that's great, or just in general, and we'll see who wants to answer. So Michelle and Zena, stand by to respond to our questions, please. Okay, so Jack, you should be allowed to talk. Okay, are you unmuted, Jack?
Can you hear me?
We can. Hi, we see your smiling face too. Great.
Okay, should I turn my camera on then too?
You know, you don't need to, but you can if you
Okay.
want, and then turn it off when you're done. Great.
Well, I've done marketing in the past, but not in this style. I've been a financial advisor. One of the things that I realize is you have a whole lot of different products. I have people that I want to market to who are experienced in marketing. I also have friends who are going through cancer, through migraine headaches, and I see you have products in these lines. How do I get enough knowledge so that I can answer their questions, or do I just send them the videos?
Thank you so much for that. So, Zena or Michelle, who would like to respond? Great,
I will.
go for it.
So Jack, that's what's so beautiful about the support that we have with this team and what Robin and Gregory and Judy Daniel have provided for us. The tools are there. We do not have to have the answers, and we can point to a tool. And as Zena said with Nitty Gritty, it's pique their interest and then point to a tool. So with your friends that have these conditions, we first of all, and I'm sure you know this, Jack, but I'm just going to reiterate that we do not make any claims with LifeWave that we treat or prevent or heal any disease. So we don't make promises or claims or anything, but we can simply say that our products work with the body. I mean, I've heard so many doctors on the doctor calls saying these products have nothing in them that goes into the body. They're non-transdermal. They're totally safe. They're totally effective. And as Dr. Shauna used to say, they work 100% of the time on 100% of the people. So what I would say to a friend like that would be, you know, I don't know if this is going to work for you, because you don't want to set the expectations high, like, oh my gosh, this is going to cure your headaches. You definitely don't want to say that. But you can say, you know, I've seen some people who have gotten results with these conditions. The cancer, again, we don't name names, disease names, but we simply say these products support the body to do what the body knows how to do. The body has an innate or divine intelligence, and the patch works with the body, and it supports, we use the word supports, the immune system.
Yes.
And when you have more stem cells, the stem cells have this intelligence and they go to where they are needed. So that's what I would say, or point them to a doctor call. You know, we've got all these tools, and sharing a video, like you said, on the science I think it's the 18-minute video in the InTouch app of how the patches work. So does that help, Jack? Does that answer your question?
It helps most of it, but I have one other question, if I may.
Yes.
How do you go about getting samples for them? Do I order a whole bunch in different fields, or?
That's a great question. And so are you using the patches now, Jack?
I'm using one, the 60,
X39?
yes, X39.
Okay. So that is the one to start with. That's what we've been taught. It's like we are a multi-product company with a single product focus. And so we want to, everyone out of the gate should start with X39, because it's like laying the field, like a farmer that is getting his field ready to plant. So you want to be sure that their body is ready to deal with the other patches. And so it's just a good base for everyone, regardless of their age, regardless of their diagnosis. So as far as samples, Jack, that's part of our gifting program. If you haven't heard of that, there's a presentation on that. But I can just simply say that we have these cards, and they have the description of what the patch does, and then there's a health benefits tracker where they can kind of monitor how they're doing, and you include that card with a sample patch. And even if you don't have the card, Jack, and you want to give a patch to a friend, you can just give them a patch and point them to a video, or actually better than that, point them to a video first. And then, as we learned from Robin and Gregory, you say, would you be willing to watch a 3-minute video? I'd love to give you a sample. Would you be willing to watch a 3-minute video first, and get them to have a little bit of buy-in before you give them a patch?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
that
I
help?
have had 20 years as a holistic practitioner, so I know how important it is to use the right wording as
Yeah.
far as not promising cures and things.
Right.
You get in trouble with a medical association if you use the wrong words.
But when you use words like supports the body, supports the immune
Yes.
system, it helps your body to work better. And then, point them to some of the videos or even the doctor calls.
Okay, do we have a list of the videos so I can review them before I send them out?
We have in the newsletter every week on Mondays, are you getting Robin and Gregory's newsletter?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay, there's a listing of some calls there. And then on our Live Younger YouTube, which is simply liveyoungeryoutube.com, is another source. And then I believe then the In Touch app. But as far as like subject videos, it's the In Touch app, the Live Younger YouTube, and and probably also, right, Robin? I'm pretty sure there's some subject videos there as well. So
there are, but we want to keep it really simple. So Jack, what we'd love to do is support you in going through our success system. And to get started, what we recommend everyone do is listen to the orientation that Gregory created on liveyoungergettingstarted.com and download our success system. And it's our liveyoungergsg.com. And then set up a planning session, because we go through all of these things that you're asking in there in our success system. So we want to plug you into our system, and it's a transition for people that are in conventional business and an expert to remember when you're being an expert in your conventional business and when you take the hat off, and when you're talking, you're pointing to a tool. So that's where I always recommend everyone listen to Darren Hardy. He's in our units section in the Facebook group on the mindset necessary to be successful. And he's really wonderful. And we have thousands of, in our organization, hundreds and hundreds, probably, maybe, I don't know, it's hard to count, but it's hard to be, used to being the expert. And then you got to remember that when we're in network marketing, it's like, here's the expert. And then when to take the hat off and be a professional networker and share the tools. So your team will work with you, Jack, and we'll help you get off to a great start with all the resources and tools we have. So thank you so much. And Ann Moreau, one of our directors. So you want to mute your line, Jack. Thank you for contributing. We have a few more questions up here. And Ann Moreau said, use for instance, for what Jack was asking, to set up a call with your upline support, a 3-way call. That's one of our most powerful tools that we have. So it's how you learn and model. If you're talking, you're pointing to a tool. Okay, so let's get to a few other questions. We have Dr. Pam. The hat was for you. You can unmute your line, Dr. Pam, because you're muted. I'm going to ask you to unmute, see if we can get you.
Unmute. Okay, as Jack was talking about getting samples, I wanted to upgrade to a pack that would give me enough samples that I can get a variety to give out. Great. I'm at the gold pack now. What would you suggest?
Okay, Zena or Michelle, would you like to respond to that? I'm not seeing them show up. Okay, well, I will respond then. It depends on how many you want to give. And back to what Michelle was talking about, here's the gift card that she was referring to. And these are available to purchase from Vistaprint. And they have wonderful information. And then, like she said, on the back, there's the health tracker. Mm-hmm. So this is a wonderful way. And there's a place right here to put one sample. We actually did a training with Ron Rabin, who's a senior presidential director and a full-time chimney sweep, by the way. And he shared his verbiage, exactly what he says, and to have this be successful. If you don't have cards, we have a tool that you can just print off your computer. It's Give the Gift of Health, and it has the tracker on it. So if you're going to give someone a sample, so Dr. Pam, it really depends on how many you want to give. We do have, the larger the kit, the better the value. Depends on your resources and how many people you're going to be gifting and how many you have. One of the things a lot of us do is we buy maintenance kits because they keep us qualified for 3 to 6 months, and you want to pay attention to the BV associated with them. But those maintenance kits give you a better price also. And if you're a practitioner and you need a lot, once you get to the diamond level, the best way to get a great price is either a maintenance kit or buying in bulk. So a lot of practitioners, we asked the company and they responded, so people can buy a bulk pack of X39. And back to you, Jack, we keep it a single product focus, like Michelle said. And if someone has a lot of conditions, get them on a 3-way call with someone in your upline. Foundationally, there's, 3 patches that we recommend for everyone with diseases, X39, Eon, and glutathione. If they have pain, you want to add Ice Wave. If they're ready to really go for it, you can add Energy Enhancer that gives more energy in the body to really, the more energy we have, the more we can, do that healing process in the body. So lots of resources available to everyone. So let's go, let's take one more from Kay. So Dr. Pam, did that help?
Yes, it did, Robin. Thank you.
Okay, great. Wonderful to have you here. Yes, it's great to have everybody. Okay, Kay, it's your turn, and you want to unmute your line.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Nice to talk with you again, Robin, and thank you for a wonderful training. As you know, I'm brand new in this company. And my brief question is, I love the videos that you have on the Live Younger site, but I'm wondering if there's either a list or if it could be changed so that we knew the primary product that each one is about, so that I don't have to listen to a 20 or 30-minute video to find out if it's appropriate for the person I'm sending it to.
Okay, so Michelle or Kay or Zena, would you like to respond? Okay, I guess it's back to me again. So again, we typically recommend 60 to 90 days on X39 only because it's so comprehensive. If someone has extreme symptoms, you want to get your prospect on the phone with someone in your upline that can respond and find out more about their situation and make recommendations. There is a video in the Live Younger Facebook group and also in our liveyoungeryoutube.com channel under the Tuesday night, where, when I started a few years ago, Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Joan were my sponsor. I said, well, how do I learn about these patches? And there wasn't anything easy, so I made it. And that's kind of how the Live Younger community and all our tools were born, is nothing existed. And we looked at what would be really helpful. So I did an interview with Dr. Nicholas. It's 30 minutes long. It's available on our YouTube channel. It's also available in our units section in our Live Younger Facebook group. And he, in 30 minutes, goes through each one of the patches. He also does that very briefly on his Wednesday noon call Pacific time. And so you can listen to either one of those and kind of develop your own education. Again, we don't want you to be telling people everything. We want you to use the tools. And so it's a learn as you earn and earn as you learn kind of situation with LifeWave, and know that you have an entire team of upline support to help you and guide you through where the tools are. Again, we recommend everyone go through the Getting Started training, listen to the orientation, set up a planning session with your upline to get you off to a great start, so you know where the tools are. And we recommend everyone download the app. The company provides it free to us. Go to your app store and go to LifeWave InTouch. InTouch is one word. Download the app, put your username and password in, and watch the videos there, because this is one of our main resources of tools. Okay, so does that help you, Kay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Great. Oh, you guys want to take one more question? What do you think? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so James, I share your story, James, all the time. Oh, you disappeared. Where'd you go? James, if you'd like to talk. James has an amazing story that I share, and I don't know if even he disappeared. Where'd you go, James? I'm I'm going to briefly share what I heard from James when I first met him, and I was really touched by his story because he was with another company that had amazing products and loved the products, but he said every time he needed, to help someone, he needed to call on someone in his upline because you kind of had to know a lot about nutrition and all kinds of other things and healthcare. And when he came to LifeWave, he goes, I could do this. And he's on his way. He's growing through the ranks. He's in the maple syrup business. He's a gentleman from the Northeast. And I love his story. And I find that to be really true because it's so simple. It's the easiest build I've ever had. So at this time, we're going to complete our call, our very first Saturday morning training. And please let us know what you would like in your skills training. You can reach out to your upline director or, send us a message because we're here for you. And we have tremendous leadership in our organization, in our Live Younger community. And I want to thank everyone for being with us on our very first call. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.